Hi, this is Hank. Today we're going to attempt something I've never done before. We're going to try to repair a chipped windshield. Now there are kits online. I've always wondered if they work, so we're going to find out. So I've ordered a kit, which I'll show you on the screen what it was. So this kit I bought has several pieces. I'll show you what those are real quick. It has an applicator base, just some suction cups, and a threaded hole in the center. You align this hole right over the center of your chip, and we'll go through that as we're doing it. It has a resin chamber, which is just a hollow tube that screws into this applicator base. And it has a pressure driver, which is basically just a plunger that once you put the resin in here, you put it in there and you basically inject the resin into your chip. So we'll see how this works. We're gonna go outside and give it a try. Okay, here's what the chip looks like before we do anything. Right above that suction cup there. This is what the chip looks like from the inside before we do anything to it. So the first thing we notice in the instructions is that this is a UV cured resin. So it says to put the vehicle in the shade for the first part of the fix, and then later when we're trying to cure it, we'll put the vehicle in the sunlight. So it says to put the applicator base where the point of impact, the deepest part of the chip basically, is centered here in the hole. Okay, now we'll get the resin chamber and we'll screw it in. It says until you make contact, solid contact, but don't over tighten. So we'll look at that. We'll take a peek from the inside. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Now we'll get the resin. So it says 3 to 6 drops in here. Something like that. Set that aside. It says to look and see if any resin is dripping out already. If it is, tighten this. I don't see anything dripping. Then it says to screw in this pressure driver. Specifically, it says to screw it in until the pressure driver is almost screwed all the way in. Keep screwing this in. It did get easier to turn all of a sudden, so that's pretty much all the way in. I'm gonna put more resin in here. Okay, put 6 or 8 more drops in there probably. Not seeing really any results. Okay, the instructions do say to wait for a couple of minutes here to give the resin time to go into all the crevices, so we'll do that. We'll wait 3 or 4 minutes and check on it again. So it's been a few minutes. There's still quite a bit of areas where the resin hasn't soaked in. The instructions say to apply heat if needed. So what I've done is started the vehicle, turned on the defrosters to heat up the windshield. Now I'm going to reposition a little bit. I'll take this out so I can see what it looks like here. Doesn't look to me like a lot of resin is actually being forced out of this applicator. The hole looks pretty dry. Yeah, I don't really see any resin so far on the windshield. Put that back on. Put 10 good big drops on there. Wonder if something's missing, because it doesn't seem like this plunger is really forcing anything out. Made a difference. Now it's looking different on the inside. I also have some resin leaking down my windshield. Yeah, it looks like most of the hole is filled now. Talk about loosening and tightening and repositioning some. Looks like there's a place up toward the top, a little crack that's not getting filled up good. Pop this off for a minute. Okay, I'm not sure I was supposed to take that all the way off, but I did because I needed to see it. So I'm repositioning this so that the part that did not get any resin in it yet is centered under the little applicator here. Put more resin in there. So if I have any disagreements with the instructions, it's the part where it says 3 or 4 drops. I'm using a lot more than that. definitely looking pretty good on the inside. So what we'll do, we'll let it sit here for a couple more minutes, let the resin flow into all the nooks and crannies, and then we'll take the applicator off. We put on one of these little curing patches. So we'll pull the vehicle into the direct sunlight. We'll wait for 5 to 10 minutes. The resin should cure by the UV lights provided by the sun. And then we'll take the curing strip off and we'll scrape off any excess with the razor blade. We'll see how it looks. Okay, now that we've given everything time to settle in, we're going to back this off a little bit, remove the suction cups from the windshield. Okay, wipe this off. It doesn't say what to clean this up with, but it looks like it's pretty much just wiping off since it hasn't cured yet. I still see a little spot that looks like it might need some help. It did say to, after you remove the applicator, to put a little more on top, but looks like we need to inject a little more. I see a little bitty crack. A little bitty crack. So we'll put this back on. Line it up over my suspect area. Put this back in. Oops, too much. Put a little more resin in there. Okay. From the inside, I don't see any blemishes at all right now. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said at the beginning, this is an experiment. I've never done this before. Just wanted to see if your average person could fix their own chipped windshield. I'm gonna wipe off anything that I leave on here once this gets in sunlight is gonna get cured and have to be scraped off with a razor blade. So I'm wiping off my mess. Put the curing strip on there. Okay, now we'll move the vehicle into the sunlight and see what it looks like after the resin finishes curing. Well, we're waiting for the results. The UV resin is curing in the sunlight right now. It's supposed to take 10 or 15 minutes. We'll see what it looks like. I'm pretty sure it's going to look much better than before. I don't know if it's going to be 100% perfect. Okay, it's been a little bit, 10-15 minutes. We're going to check this out. It looks dry. Yeah. It's dry. So we're going to scrape off okay. I can still see, definitely see where the chip was. Definitely a big improvement. Yeah, I would not call that perfect. So I rate this a successful experiment. We learned that the average person, such as myself, cannot make a perfect repair to a chip in the windshield using an inexpensive kit bought on the internet. The best option is to go ahead and have your chip repaired professionally. If that's not feasible for you, if your insurance doesn't cover it or your deductible is too high, then yes, go ahead and get one of these kits from the internet and fill that chip with resin. This keeps moisture out and prevents further damage. Hi, this is Hank. Thanks again for watching my videos on things you need to know now that you're a homeowner, or a vehicle owner, or if you just want to save money. I look forward to putting out many more videos. Please like and subscribe.